Hi, this is Vaughn, and I wanted to give you the rundown on the plugin changes in 048. So we can see here in Manager, all that plugin information is gone as it was in the previous version. But in the web page, we can see the plugin tab is gone and the More plugin tab is gone. The plugins have been integrated with the main object screen. And if we look here, we can see we have two different services running. This Acer is a client service, and PowerSpec is my main machine. So every plugin running on my main machine under this service is now grouped that way. And then the two plugins running on the client machine are here. Now the machine itself, you can see, owns the service and the other clients running on that machine. So everything's grouped together, and then there's the Acer computer with its service. Now if we look at the plugins, let's take any plugin now. The author name and the version number, along with the other information. These used to only be contained on those particular screens, but now they're standard OSA data like everything else. So if you want to look at your plugins and their versions, we can see here we have this one's a little bit older version. Now we can also stop and start them from here. So let's say on the, if we look at the client service, it's not even running right now, Acer. So let's go ahead and tell it to start that service on the remote machine. And that's, there we just heard it talking. So if we refresh our screen, we can see that we have remote control over the services. You can't remote control the local service because it's what sends out the messages to the clients. But you can remote control the client services from here. And you can see here on Acer that Bluetooth is stopped and speech is running. But we can also stop that particular plugin without stopping.
Acer is stopped.
And now we have that was the main machine reporting that there's now a plugin in error. Now if we refresh the screen, we'll see that we stopped that plugin. And if we restart that plugin, we'll hear it talk.
Speech client started.
And that's on the remote machine that's
all plugins are running.
Sitting here. So we don't need a special screen to control these anymore. We can look at them all from here. And if you look at system, you can see a lot of plugin summary information. That there's 19 plugins found between the two machines. Only 15 are running, but that's okay because only 15 are enabled. Now let's say we took a plugin. This enabled here tells the plugin to start when the service starts because it's enabled. If you uncheck this on any plugin, then the service will not attempt to start it automatically, but that will not prevent you from trying to start it. So we can take a disabled plugin and try to start it for testing without enabling it. And the same, so if I take a plugin that's stopped, for example, watch what happens when I enable it.
Bluetooth Acer is stopped.
Now that it's supposed to be running, it qualifies as an error, that plugin is aired out, it's not running, so it lets you know, and that's why we hear the voice message. Now if I disenable it, we'll get the everything's okay message.
All plugins are running.
That everything's okay. And there you go. Now, the one thing that's not encoded that still needs to be done in future versions is what is the latest version that's available, somehow telling that, hey, 047 may be current even if 048's out there. It depends on what version of OSA you're running. And we need to get all that logic coded in, let you know when there's a new version that you should be running, and automatically pull it in so you don't have to go out to the web page and download these plugins. But that'll be in 4.9 or version 5.0. There's enough changes in this version that I don't want to break anything else. But Hopefully, and I can see a bug here I'll get fixed before release. These screen objects are normally hidden, but apparently when you do a refresh they come back, so I'll fix that. But the release should be out in the next week or two, so middle of February.